What's up YouTube? For today's project, we got these 2014 Oreo 4s. In today's video, we're gonna be focusing on 3 different things. How to give this shoe a proper deep clean inside and out, how to repaint the midsole and recreate that speckle effect, and lastly, how to replace this broken wing. We got a lot of work ahead of us, so let's get started. We're gonna put the left shoe to the side for before and after purposes, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We drop weekly content. To do this cleaning correctly, we're gonna be using our signature shoe cleaning kit. We're gonna put the shoe inside the washing machine. I wanna get the shoe as clean as possible on the outside and inside. The insides matter, that's where a lot of germs get built up. We're gonna take out the laces and insole to give those a thorough cleaning separately. When taking out the insole, you wanna take your time. Sometimes it's glued in there good. If you take it out too quickly, it can rip off some of the foam. Now for this shoe, we're gonna be using the soft bristle brush real quick to brush off all the surface dust. No! Surface dust is off the shoe. You want to get that stuff off before you brush it deeper into the material using water and solution. As I was doing that step, the wing completely broke off. It was hanging on by a thread. That's okay. We don't need it. Watch out, Kayla. One more thing we still have to do before we start cleaning with water and solution. We gotta go next door and use the air compressor. In between the elastic band and this panel right here, there's a lot of debris, hair, and stuff trapped inside. This is a famous area where all that stuff gets trapped. We're gonna go over there, get all that stuff out so we can continue this cleaning. What's up, Lola? Yeah. Got rid of the surface dust and debris from the inside of the shoe. We got a less dirty shoe to work with. First, we're gonna squirt some solution inside our bowl of water. Then, we're gonna insert our shoe tree inside the shoe to minimize the creasing. And then after that, we'll get it going. To start this cleaning, we're gonna be using our soft bristle brush. We'll be using this brush for the uppers and insides. Uppers and insides are looking great. Now we're on to the medium bristle brush. For this brush, we'll be using it for the midsoles and to give the uppers a deeper clean. All right, all done with the medium bristle brush and soft bristle brush. Last brush we gotta use is the stiff to get these outsoles as clean as possible. Pre-treatment is complete, shoe looks good. We still need to take care of the lace and insole with the medium bristle brush, then we'll put everything inside the washing machine. The washing machine. Cleaning process is complete. The shoe looks great inside and out thanks to our signature shoe cleaning kit and the washing machine. Now let's get on to the restoration. We gotta remove all the paint from the midsole. There's a lot of cracking going on. Before we can fix that, we gotta wipe all the paint off. First, we're gonna tape off the uppers so we can remove the paint using acetone and cotton balls. Getting the paint off these midsoles was really easy. It took no time. Now we're gonna remove the tape and retape. The tape as is isn't perfect and it got weakened by the acetone. Once we retape, it'll be the uppers and soles this time. Let's tape it up. All taped up. Before I wiped off all the paint, I matched the paint perfectly using these 4 colors. To start, I used white with a little bit of black to create the gray tone. Not too much black though, because the gray is on the lighter side. Looking at the paint closely, it does have a reddish pinkish hue to it. That's where the red comes to play, but you just need a little bit. Same thing with the yellow. I just added 2 drops to match the oxidation of the midsoles. The shoe is worn, so the gray is slightly different from when it was brand new. That's why I added yellow. Now let's go ahead and lay down the color using the airbrush. So far so good, we got the color nice and solid. However, as is, it's pretty rough. That's gonna happen anytime you airbrush several coats onto a midsole. To eliminate that, use some 800 grit sandpaper and sand in one direction to get it nice and smooth. After that, we'll apply some more paint. Paint job looks smooth, but we're not done yet. Now we gotta add the black speckles using some Andros flat black paint and a toothbrush. All we gotta do is get some paint on the toothbrush and flick it on with my finger. The toothbrush method did a great job laying down a bunch of fine speckles throughout the entire midsole, but it's still missing thicker ones, just like these 2 right here. Using this small cotton swab, I'm gonna go in and apply some more throughout the entire midsole. Speckles are complete. This midsole looks great. Before we go outside and spray some matte finish, there's a comment that I want to answer. How do I keep the midsole paint from cracking? It's all about the prep work, laying down the right amount of coats of paint and laying down a finisher. At the end of the day, paint is paint. It's gonna crack no matter what, but if you take the right steps, you can make it last a long time. Now let's go outside and spray some matte finish. That's gonna be it for the midsole. Let's go ahead and take off the tape so we can move on to the next step. On to the hard part, the wings. In the boneyard, I have a ton of different parts for different shoes, Jordan 5s, Jordan 1s, Jordan 4s. I have a bunch of different wings. I thought I had the perfect size for this specific shoe, but the thing is, it's not a one size fits all. Those were for a size 10.5. I need something for a size 9. Luckily, I have a great friend named Flippin' Kicks. I hit him up yesterday to see if he had some size 9 wings for this specific shoe. Thankfully, he did. He overnighted them yesterday. I got them in this morning. The cool thing is, he hooked me up with a bunch of other stuff. Let's see what else he sent. Bunch of wings, bunch of netting, Jordan 4 back tabs. What else? Oh yeah, I'm probably not supposed to show these. These are a special project. He is coming back out next month. I don't want to ruin the surprise. Let's put these away. Got a bunch of different stuff. Bread 4 back tabs, lining 4 back tabs, a bunch of netting. This would have came in handy a few weeks ago. A bunch of Jordan 4 tongue tags. These will for sure come in handy. Now what I really needed are these Jordan 4 wings. They don't have the speckles. That's okay. I'll put them on myself, but they are the perfect size. Thank you, Alex. This stuff will come in handy, bro. We're gonna tape off everything but the gray, sand it down with some 800 grit sandpaper, then go outside and spray some Bulldog adhesion promoter. That's gonna help the paint stick to this plastic. Once we're done with all that, we'll come back and lay down the speckles. It's looking good, but it's missing a couple thick dots. So once again, using the pointy Q-tip, we'll lay them down and then we'll go outside and spray some matte finish to protect it. Tabs are nicely painted and matches the rest of the shoe perfectly. Real quick, let me show you the other tabs. This is the one I originally had. It's way too big. I believe this is to a size 10 to an 11.5. I could be off with that, but if I was to install this wing on this shoe, it would be way too off and it would stick out kind of like this. This one's the old broken tab. The bottom piece is still on the inside of the shoe. We got to take it out before we install the new ones. So we're going to be using an X-Acto knife and a seam ripper to cut open the stitching to remove that plastic piece. Got the inside all cleaned up. We removed all the stitching. On the inside, the plastic piece was all deteriorated. That's how fragile the wing was. Now we're gonna install the new ones. First, we're gonna do some taping on the leather, cover up everything but this gap. Then we'll insert some bar super stick on the inside of the gap and on the wing. Then we'll stick everything together. New tabs are installed. Now at this point, we could go about it 3 different ways. The glue is strong enough to the point where these wings are not gonna come off. We can leave it as is, but we're not gonna have any stitching. Option number 2, not everybody has a patcher, but you could use that machine to directly sew this part in. But there's a plastic heel cup that goes in this area that sometimes causes the thread to rip, so it's not always the most efficient way to go about it. The third option is using a sewing awl. This part is the most time consuming, but it'll get the job done for sure. Let's try using the patcher. If it doesn't work out, we'll use this tool. The new wings are fully sewn in thanks to the patcher. You can't even tell they were replaced. Let's give it a quick stress test. Yeah, they're in there. Let's lace them up. Before we wrap it up, I understand not everybody has a patcher sewing machine to do this process like I did. A second alternative is using a sewing awl. It's much cheaper and it'll still do the process correctly. All you need is a sewing awl with a small needle, small enough to go through these holes. Then you're gonna need 2 pieces of thread, one for the inside of the shoe and one for the outside. You stick the first piece of thread through the first hole. Then on the inside, you tie a little knot with the second piece of thread and then you go from there. With the piece of thread from the outside, you stick it in, you loop it to the one on the inside, and you repeat the process. It's the exact same process if you're restitching a Jordan 1 or a Jordan 4. You stick in the thread, you loop it in, you pull it out, and repeat the process. All right, guys, that's gonna be it on these 2014 Oreo 4 restoration. We went over a few different things. We used our signature shoe cleaning kit and the washing machine to get these fully washed, cleaned inside and out, disinfected, got rid of all the grime and dirt trapped inside the shoes. I also repainted the midsole and showed you guys the exact colors to create this perfect mix, as well as how to do a proper factory speckle job. And lastly, we tackled a common issue, which is replacing the wings on the Jordan 4s. It's gonna happen to most Jordan 4s, depending on how they were stored or if they're just really old. All you gotta do is get some donors and go about it 3 different ways. You can either glue them in, sew them in using the patcher, or using a sewing awl. Again, it's a common issue, so I hope this helps. Leave a comment down below if you guys have any questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget, use my promo code down below to save 10% on your next order. This is Vick Almighty. I'll catch you guys next Monday. See you guys.